Hello everybody, and welcome to my clutter room in my corner of the creational cosmos. My name is Kevin Smith, and I have a few things to share with you. The singing of the new you song is our connection to the true light reality of the all is, and is the only connection to it. Everything else pertains to creation only. Everything else are just ideas in creation. And like any idea in creation, if it is agreed with, cause and effect comes into play, and we must then experience the effect. We must then remain stuck in the simulator as long as we continue agreeing with all the various assorted ideas that are out there, and continue generating our own. For if we are generating cause and effect through the body vehicle idea creating mechanics, our thoughts, emotions, goals, etc., we again are stuck with the effect consequences. The only way to not be stuck in creation is to connect to the is beyond it. I say beyond, but the is, and so is everything, and everywhere, and in creation also. If you connect with the is, you are connecting with your real self that stands there now. The is an isness, and incorporates everything that is, and once standing real with it, and recognizing how to be so, there is no need for the simulator, as the creational simulator is designed to afford experience, and then through comparisons may we recognize the is. To know what it is, we must know what it is not, and that's the purpose of the simulator and the experiences gleaned there. As cause and effect is the means by which we generate experience to recognize the is, then once standing with the is, and having superseded creation and the need for the five bodies, it's apparent why there is no cause and effect in the real universes. We don't need the creational experiences and comparisons any longer. So we can see that any path, spiritual, religious, or whatever it may be, that does not provide information, the knowledge of the is, that does not mention the real universal guides or the connection to the is, then these paths and spiritual courses are simply based on creational ideas, and so agreement with them has us the effect, and so there is no means of extricating yourself from creation. It is very important to verify the intent of individuals. If they are sincere and have the connection with the ears and the backing of the real guides, then we can be assured we are not falling prey to creational ideas that have us creationally mired and tap-lined. This we can check on the real side, beyond the front, the surface world, the passing dream that is the physical level. Deception can only be maintained effectively on the physical level, and I have found that with awareness on the real side, one can see through any fakery that an individual attempts to exact. And according to the awareness of the individual dictates how effective their ability to obfuscate may be. Some are more adept than others, but if individuals are presenting fakery, then this is very much stemming from the personal self. The real self would just be, and so have no need to be anything else. Like the sun shining, and so individuals choosing to mislead and misdirect are very much operating from the personal self. Ergo, they have very little awareness and connection to their real selves, if any at all. Ergo, they can only generally maintain their subterfuge on the physical level. On the real side, any agenda will be laid bare. It is impossible to conceal, especially if your awareness supersedes the individuals trying to mislead you. Initially, when I began my process, I had trouble discerning the genuine individuals from the deceptors, how they delight in using their ability to mimic and shapeshift to assume the forms of people that we know. As moments went by and my awareness became more so, I could begin to see through the deceptions. As though, when confronted with individuals, I would automatically determine their authenticity and intent by expanding to a state of awareness, a connection to my real self that afforded me recognition of what I was dealing with. And over time, we will get to recognize and distinguish the genuine guides and peoples from the shape-shifting controllers, as the guides have a unique presence and signature to them that can't be replicated, almost like the official mark of the ears. Duane is this way too. He has the same presence and being-isness sense about him, that unless an individual is standing real with the guides and the ears, they will not have. And of course then, individuals who have ill intent, such as those dark forces trying to trick us, they will lack this connection, having their agendas, and being almost, if not completely, immersed in their personal self, to the extent that we can easily discern them and their trickery, if our awareness and recognition of our real selves and connection to it supersedes theirs. Usually, when this happens, I will see cracks in their performance, flaws in their delivery. They will usually revert to type, as controllers are predominantly emotionally astral, personal, self-driven, and this is generally displayed on the real side. They can only maintain their act for a few moments before their personal self breaks the surface, and as you can imagine, with individuals of this nature, their personal self is rather vile. Also, you will see, through their clever mimicry, the forms they are assuming to trick us. Lacking awareness, we would just see them as they present themselves to be, a little like taking our literal senses to the real side and being limited by them. But with awareness, we see flaws in their forms, badly designed faces, maybe lacking features, oddly distorted, etc. On one occasion, a dark controller was trying to mimic my mother, but had a distorted face. On another occasion, they tried to replicate a real guide, but on closer inspection, I saw the guide was a cardboard cutout. If I had lacked awareness and connection to my real self, I'd have not seen the guide as made of card, and my mother would have appeared as she usually is. With awareness on the real side, if connected with our real selves, we see more, and far more than the dark forces can see, and enough to see through most, if not all, deception they manifest to waylay, sidetrack, and misdirect us. And so, this is another benefit of the connection to the ears with the new you song. Another benefit of becoming more aware and recognizing ourselves as real beings of light with the ears, standing in the new nowness. We can operate now in creation, but are not subject to the cause and effect karma of it, assuming our motives and intent are for awareness and a benefit for others' awareness speaking, and not just creations for the personal self. Awareness also allows more and more that we can't be misled and fooled any longer, for our journey to the ears is quite the minefield of snares and distractions, and we must always remember that the primary consideration of the controllers and the Callum god they serve is to keep us in creation as their slaves. and they will keep us in the simulator by any means necessary. And as we become more aware and start to expand beyond its limitations, the dark forces will know this and up the ante. So, to receive even more misdirection and attempts to thwart our journeys to the ears can be expected, but can also be better handled with our awareness and the automatic protection that the real guides provide as we stand real and what we do makes sense with the true reality life is. And now I'd like to read a new article by Duane the Great Writer. Trump for Duane by Duane for President. The world controllers are starting to see more than just themselves, as they are secretly agreeing that it does make sense to have Duane for President of all Earth now. Against their personal will, the Deceptors are conceding to a new day of recognition. The birds and bees and animals support Duane 100%. And the controlling monarchy is not supported by anything with the all-natural environment, and this is starting to really bother those who think they know more than life itself. Those who think they have control over others actually do not. In cause and effect creation, a specific cause can only last so long, until it becomes the effect of its own creation. This is why the cabal elites have to keep trying to deceive and fool unaware people into doing so many strange things, to keep the masses dumbed down and confused with their life here. The birds, bees, and animals never initiate any control over others, but unaware people do. And so, from all that has been agreed to with the forcible and enforced authoritarian control, and taking advantage of considerate vulnerable people, the planet Earth has become totally polluted and poisoned, and it seems as though no matter what harm continues from those who do not care, the average normal person just agrees to the deceptive standards of those who control others. So Trump is one of those who has not had the real courage to step up and tell the American people and this world about the chemtrails, GMO, lethal vaccines, HARP, 5G, Wi-Fi, clones, insect robots that carry disease, and whatever else the sickos are doing to ruin everything and everyone here. Secretly, Trump is still afraid of himself, and to get real with the all-natural environment supporting everyone here. but he knows he must do this, because there is a big and wonderful surprise for everyone on Earth who can see beyond all their agreed to restrictions of conformity here. www.turfclub.club. And so, I thank you all for listening, and I will finish with the New You song. New You. I will see you on the real side.